Hey guys, thanks for joining me for an episode of Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and today we're going to take a look at Century Golem Edition. This is a game by Plan B Games. It takes roughly 30 to 45 minutes to play, and it is a competitive game of 2 to 5 players. So the players are going to be competing against each other, and the player that has the most points at the end of the game will be the overall winner. So in the game itself, the players are going to be collecting cards into their hand, playing cards from their hand to gain different crystal combinations, upgrading those crystals to get combinations that they can use to purchase the crystal golems. The first person that is able to purchase 5 of them will trigger the end of the game. Then the players are going to compare all of their points, and the player that has the most points at the end will be the overall winner. So my opinions of this game so far are very good. This is actually a reskin of one of their other titles, which was Century Spice Road, and it plays exactly the same way, but it has improved components. You have metal coins. The crystals look really nice, and they all have their little own individual containers that they go into. The cards and artwork is absolutely beautiful. If you like fantasy settings, this is definitely one I would check out, as the artwork is really cool for this. Grabbed me right away when I saw it at Gen Con last year and was really excited to cover this one. So again, these are just my opinions. I'd love to hear from your guys' opinions as well. Drop those in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think of this. If this is one you've played or that you're interested in. I'd love to hear from you guys as well on this. So let's go ahead and head to the table, and I'll teach you guys how to play. With setup, the first thing you're going to do is lay out the mat if you've purchased one. If not, then you can still follow the setup. You just won't have the mat itself. So the first thing you're going to do is lay out all the gems in descending order, starting with magenta, then turquoise, green, and finally yellow. From here, then you can put out the coins. So we have the copper coins based on the number of players times 2. So I'm going to show you a 2-player game. So we have 4 coppers and 4 silver coins. Then you can go ahead and grab the Golem deck. Go ahead and shuffle it up. And place out 5 cards along the top border. The rest of the cards can go in the stack on the side. You're going to go ahead and grab the other deck and separate all the purple bordered starter cards from that deck, so there'll be 10 of those total. And then you can go ahead and shuffle up the rest of that deck. Place those cards out across the row as well. And then for each player, depending upon the number of players, you're going to go ahead and grab a card for each player plus the crystal card. So we're playing a 2-player game, so I have 2 cards here. One is a crystal and one is plain. You go ahead and shuffle those up and deal 1 to each player. The player that ends up with the crystal card will be the starting player. And then you can also give each player 2 starting cards. We have that card and the gem card. From here, we're ready to divide, and each player will receive a number of gems based on their position. So player 1 will receive 3 yellow gems, and player 2 will receive 4 yellow gems. All right, from here, we're ready to start the game. Century Golem Edition is played over an undefined number of rounds. During each round, each player will get to take a turn in clockwise order, starting with the first player. During each player's turn, they can perform 1 action from the following lists, which is to play, acquire, rest, or claim. The players are going to continue doing this until one player is able to claim 5 Golem cards, or in a 2 to 3 player game, it will be 6 cards. When a player is able to claim 5 or 6 Golem cards, that will trigger the end of the turn, and each player will get to take their final turn that round. When the round is concluded, the players will go into a scoring phase where each player will total up the number of points that they have, and the player that has the most points at that point will be the overall winner of the game. During a player's turn, they can perform 1 action from the list of actions, which is to play, acquire, rest, or claim. And I'm going to take you guys through each one of these different actions and give you an in-depth look at how each one works. So the first one we're going to look at is play, which will mean that you're going to play one of the cards from your hand. And normally you're going to keep your cards hidden from the other players. They don't know what you have. But obviously at the beginning of the game, all the players are going to have the same cards until they start acquiring cards. So to play a card, there are 3 different types of cards to play. And I'm going to take you guys through each one. So the first one are crystal cards, which simply will, when you play them, will give you the crystals that are listed on the card. So this one we will receive 2 yellow crystals for. So we'll grab 2 crystals from the bin and place them in our caravan on the different holding slots. Now your caravan can only ever hold up to 10 crystals, so at the end of your turn, if you have more than 10 crystals, you must choose which ones to return to the bin. So after that, then we have upgrade cards, which will show you a number of gray crystals with the up arrow, which means that you will upgrade those crystals 1 level per gray crystal that is shown. So this card can be either used to upgrade 2 crystals 1 level or 1 crystal 2 levels. And to upgrade a crystal, it's going to be in ascending order. So yellow crystals will become green, green will become turquoise, and turquoise will become magenta. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to go ahead and upgrade 1 yellow crystal to a green crystal. And then like I said, we can upgrade 1 more. So we can either do another yellow to green or the green to the turquoise. So let's go ahead and do another yellow to a green. The final type of card that you can play are trade cards. So normally we don't start with a trade card, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how this works. So this card, when played, will allow us to trade in 3 yellow crystals, and we will receive a green and a turquoise. So let's go ahead and do that. And those will go on our board. And you can do this any number of times that you wish, as long as you have the required crystals to trade in. The acquire action will allow us to gain 1 of the merchant cards on the merchant track. So in order to do this, we must pay for the card. Now you can always acquire the leftmost card for free without having to pay for it, but any card past it, you will have to pay each card that you move past with a crystal from your caravan, and it can be any color crystal you choose. So let's go ahead and say, for example, we want this card here. So we must pay each card before it 1 crystal, and then we will grab the card that we want. From here, once you've selected your card, any cards to the right of it will be slid over and you will reveal a new card from the deck. If you select a card that has any crystals on it, you will also acquire those crystals and you can place them in your caravan. The rest action will allow you to acquire any cards you've played face up from previous turns. So for example, if you've chosen to play a play action, you're going to play 1 card from your hands and place it onto the table face up. This card will be locked and you will not be able to use it again until you've rested to regain it back into your hand. So if you've played all the cards from your hand, you must rest in order to get those cards back. And then at that point, you'll be able to get any cards that you've played face up onto the table back into your hands. The last action you can choose from is a claim action. In order to do a claim action, you must have the gems that are listed under one of the golems you wish to try to claim. From there, then you're going to trade those gems in. So let's go ahead and say that we have this combination of gems. So we do have enough to claim this golem here. So we're going to go ahead and trade those in. So we have 2 green and 2 magenta. And then we will acquire that golem card and place it face down in our area. Now, if we happen to claim one of the 2 leftmost golems, we will also receive a coin that is underneath that golem. So if we would have acquired this one, we would receive a copper, which is worth 3 points at the end of the game. Or if we would acquire this one, we would receive a silver, which is worth 1 point at the end of the game. Once you've claimed your golem, you'll slide all the other ones down and fill in the slots with a new golem card. Now, if at any point the copper coins run out and there are still silver coins remaining, those will be slid down to the copper section. And once all coins are gone, then there are no more coins that can be acquired this game. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the game in action. So we're going to go ahead and start our first turn with the starting player that has the crystal on their caravan. So that player is going to go ahead and acquire a new card. So he's going to take this one here. These will slide over and we will receive a new card. Then it's going to move over to the next player's turn. He's going to go ahead and play a gather card. And we'll head back over to our first player's turn. He's also going to play a crystal card. Heading back over to our first player's turn, he's going to go ahead and acquire a card. Back over to first player's turn, he's going to go ahead and upgrade. So he'll upgrade the blue to magenta and a yellow to a green. Back over to our second player's turn. He's going to go ahead and do a trade. So he's going to trade 5 yellow for 3 blue. Heading back over to our first player's turn, he's going to go ahead and gain 2 yellows. Our second player's turn, he's going to go ahead and upgrade. Going back to our first player's turn, he's out of cards, so he's going to go ahead and rest. Heading back over to our second player's turn, he is going to gain this card here. Heading back over to our first player's turn, he's going to go ahead and acquire a card. Second player's turn, he's going to go ahead and trade those. Heading back over to our first player's turn, he's going to get that one. Our second player's turn, he's going to go ahead and rest. First player's turn, he's going to go ahead and upgrade. He's going to upgrade 2 yellows to green. Going back over to our second player's turn, he is going to upgrade as well. He's going to upgrade 2 blue to magenta. Our first player's turn, he's going to acquire crystals. And at the end of his turn, he has too many, so he's going to get rid of another yellow. Back over to our second player's turn, he's going to go ahead and acquire a card. Our first player's turn, he's going to go ahead and acquire a Golem card. So he needs a magenta, a turquoise, 3 green, and a yellow. And he will receive that Golem. He'll place face down, and he will also receive a copper coin. He's going to put over to his play area. These will slide down, and the next one will be revealed. All right, so then this is going to continue going back and forth until one player acquires 5 golems, or in our 2-player game, until one player acquires 6 golems. At that point, that will trigger the end of the round. And so if that was done by our first player, then the second player will get to complete his final turn. But if it was completed by the second player, then the round will be over and we'll move into scoring. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and take you guys through scoring. So we're just going to do a basic scoring here. Each one of our guys has acquired 1 golem, and so we're just going to score there. But normally, like I said, you'd have to get to 5 golems if it's a 4 or 5 player game, and 6 golems if it's a 2 to 3 player game. So we're going to go and to count up all the points on all your golems. So our second player here has got 9 points, and our first player had picked up 16. Then you're also going to count each coin you have. The copper coins are worth 3 points, and the silvers are worth 1. So our player 1 has got 19 points now, and you'll also receive 1 point for each gem that you have that is above the yellow level. So you won't get any points for the yellow gems, but 1 point for each gem after that. So at this point, our first player has a total of 20 points. Our second player has 9 points for that, and then he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points from his gems. So he ends the game with 14. So our first player is the winner of this small game. So I hope you guys found that video helpful. As always, if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I do appreciate the fact you take the time to watch my videos and to leave me feedback on them. I always love seeing what you guys have to say and hearing your thoughts. I'd also love to start a conversation with you guys on this game or any game that you've played. Let me know what you guys think or what you guys are playing as well, or if there's games that I should be looking at that you would like to see me cover. Always want to know what you guys are thinking. So drop those in the comment section below or swing by my Facebook or Twitter accounts and let me know there as well. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.